Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon all of you. On behalf of Ahmadiyya Muslim community, Mississauga chapter, I welcome all of you to our very special virtual Ramadan program hosted live on YouTube. My name is Adnan Rabani and I'm your host for today's program. Ramadan is a very special month for Muslims all over the world. During these challenging times of COVID-19, we have still managed to virtually get together and follow our traditions of bringing the community leaders and religious scholars on one platform. We will start our program with the recitation of Holy Quran. May I request Brother Jariullah Khan to recite the portion of Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصم ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون. I will now present the English translation of verse 186 of chapter 2, Surah Al-Baqarah. I seek refuge with Allah from Satan the rejected. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the ever merciful. The month of Ramadan is that in which the Quran was sent down as a guidance for mankind, with clear proofs of guidance and discrimination. Therefore, whosoever of you is present at home in this month, let him fast therein. But whoso is sick or is on a journey shall fast the same number of other days. Allah desires to give you facility, and He desires not hardship for you, and that you may complete the number, and that you may exalt Allah for His having guided you, and that you may be grateful. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah Ahsanul Jaza, Brother Jerry. To our viewers who have just joined us, we welcome you to virtual Ramadan program hosted live on YouTube by Ahmadiyya Muslim Community, Mississauga chapter. Now I would like to take the opportunity to give a brief introduction of Ahmadiyya Muslim community to our viewers. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community are the Muslims who believe in the Messiah, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad founded the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in 1889 as a revival movement within Islam, emphasizing its essential teachings of peace, love, justice, and sanctity of life. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad claimed to be metaphorical second coming of Jesus Christ and the Mahdi, whose advent Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, foretold. The community believes that God sent Mirza Ghulam Ahmad to end religious wars, condemn bloodshed, restore morality, justice, and peace. Today, Ahmadiyya Muslim community is the world's largest Islamic community under one divinely appointed leader, the Caliph, His Holiness Mirza Masroor Ahmad, may Allah strengthen his hand. The Caliph, Mirza Masroor Ahmad, resides in the United Kingdom and serves as the community's spiritual and administrative head. Under the leadership of Caliphate, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community promotes fundamental Islamic values such as service to God and service to humanity. The community has built tens of thousands of mosques, translated the Holy Quran to over 70 languages, built hundreds of schools, and more than 30 hospitals around the globe. It stands at the forefront of disaster relief efforts and humanitarian aid worldwide through Humanity First, a non-profit charity. The community has tens of millions of members in over 200 countries and is the leading Islamic organization to categorically reject terrorism. The community uses education and literature to peacefully reform Muslims and revive Islam worldwide. Ahmadiyya Muslim community is proud of its tradition of advocating for human rights, investment in education, empowerment, and law-abiding civic participation. Through numerous charitable initiatives such as blood drives, providing food assistance, and offering aid to elderly and marginalized members of the community, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community puts into practice the traditions of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, by offering their services to humanity. Our renowned motto is love for all and hatred for none. As a community, we not only raise this slogan, but we also practice it in our day-to-day lives. During these challenging days of COVID-19 pandemic, Ahmadiyya Muslim community worldwide will continue to do its part and are standing with the frontline workers, offering whatever support we can all around the globe. With these introductory comments, I would now like to invite our missionary Imam Sadiq Ahmed of Mississauga Mosque, Baitul Mosque, to kindly give his address. Imam Sahib, over to you.
Thank you, Adnan, for the introduction. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful. My name is Sadiq Ahmed, and I'm serving as a missionary of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community here in Mississauga. First of all, I would like to welcome you all to this virtual Ramadan. Thank you for joining us in celebrating this special month. It's an honor for us to have you all here, and I'm glad to see so many familiar faces. As we have been doing in previous years, we would have loved to invite all of you to our mosque for a delicious iftar meal. But given the current situation, we have to meet here virtually. And so today I wanted to take some time and just talk about the essence of the month of Ramadan and the concept of fasting in Islam. Fasting, when we talk about fasting, it is not something which is unique only to Islam. Fasting can be found in all major religions of the world in one form or another. So just the concept of fasting alone, when we look at fasting alone, it brings us all together as people. It tells us that we are from the same Creator. In the month of Ramadan, Muslims are also commanded to observe fasting as instructed in the Holy Quran in a very comprehensive manner. And fasting during the month of Ramadan is also one of the 5 pillars of Islam. So it is a very fundamental aspect of the Islamic faith. Regarding the excellence of the month of Ramadan, which we are passing through, the Holy Prophet of Islam, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, once said, if people knew the elevated status of Ramadan, they would wish that Ramadan lasted throughout the year. The main objective of fasting in Islam is self-purification, developing self-control or patience, perseverance, and striving to give up bad habits which we may have picked up along the way throughout the year and try to replace them with some good habits. In essence, striving to become a better person, a beneficial and a valuable member of the society. During the month of Ramadan, while we are fasting, we are advised by the Holy Prophet of Islam, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, to spend more time concentrating on our worship. His Holiness once stated, if one did not give up falsehood and false conduct, God has no need that he should abstain from eating and drinking. So the purpose of fasting in Islam is not to give up food and drink and stay thirsty or stay hungry for a number of hours, but it is to enhance in our moral, in our spiritual values, as well as in our good conduct. It teaches us that if we can give up these vices during this month, we can also avoid them throughout the year. This is the lessons. This is the essence of the month of Ramadan. It also teaches us self-control. It instills the spirit of sacrifice in us. If one can sacrifice things that are lawful during this month, then one can surely stay away from things that are unlawful or forbidden or considered immoral through all other months of the year. Also, by staying hungry every day, all day for an entire month, we may be able to understand to some extent the suffering of those who are less fortunate around the world. And in doing so, we should develop sympathy for them. And that should prompt us to always help those who are in need. This is another major aspect of the month of Ramadan, that much attention is to be given to charity, to help out those who are in need wherever they may be. It was also the practice of the Holy Prophet of Islam, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, to not only intensify his other forms of worship in this month, but also take care of the poor and the needy, and his charity during the month of Ramadan knew no limit. So following the example of our beloved Prophet, and given the current situation in which we find ourselves, we all need to become more charitable and look after the more vulnerable members of our society. In doing so, we are also extremely thankful to our frontline workers, our doctors, our nurses, all of our essential workers. In other words, our heroes. The Holy Prophet of Islam, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, once said, one cannot truly thank God until and unless one is thankful to people. So we thank them for all of their selfless services, for their bravery day in and day out, and their unbelievable courage in these trying times. We are also praying for them in this month of Ramadan, that God may keep them all safe at all times, and God bless them. I end with this hope, I end with this prayer, that may God keep us all safe, and we as Canadians are able to come out of this difficult time stronger than ever. May God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Imam Sahib, for kind words. We have a very exciting lineup of speakers who have taken time to join us today. We have some recorded messages, and we will also be acknowledging some of the community leaders who are joining us virtually for virtual Ramadan program. Let's dive into our program. I would like to introduce our first speaker. We all know her as the champion leader of Mississauga, and during this challenging time of COVID-19, her leadership has been of great asset to the citizens of Mississauga. Our worship, Mayor of Mississauga, Bonnie Crombie. Mayor, over to you.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me? Just nod. Good, very good. And I know Eid is in 4 or 5 days, so we will be waiting to say Eid Mubarak for very soon. So I want to thank you for inviting me. Today I want to thank Majid Qureshi, President, and Mirza Beg, and the entire Ahmadiyya Muslim Jama, the Mississauga chapter, for the incredible work you do always, not just during this pandemic, but you're always the first groups to step up with charity, with the zakat, no matter when I ask, whether it's during Thanksgiving for the food drive, when we support the Mississauga Food Bank, whether it's the blood drives you do, or raising money for the hospital. You're one of the most charitable groups, and the self-sacrifice that you make. I'm very proud of you for what you do in our community. I had the opportunity to participate in such an iftar dinner a couple of weeks back, organized by Afzal Qureshi. Lal King Malik was on the call as well. Many GTA-wide politicians and leaders, community leaders were on that call. And it reminds me of the time that I had to meet His Holiness, your leader, Mirza Mansour Ahmed, when he came from the UK. And I had the fortunate opportunity to be blessed with a 15-minute meeting, which turned into 1 hour. We were enjoying our conversation, and he indulged a longer time, so a longer visit. So I praise you for organizing this event this evening and bringing on all the leaders. I can see all the political leaders, others, faith group leaders, community leaders, to celebrate this iftar dinner with you. Soon we will be having Eid dinners. And we're still gathering, but in a different way. I spend most of my days sitting right here on a Zoom call, a WebEx call, a Skype call, or whatever it may be. We've certainly all learned a lot about technology. Just wanted to share with you that we're very hopeful that we are seeing the tail end, the stabilization of the pandemic here in Mississauga. Throughout Ontario, the numbers are the new case numbers are beginning to decline. Unfortunately, in Peel and even in the greater GTHA, not yet. And that makes sense, of course, because we're the most densely populated areas. So the chance or the risk of community transmission is much higher. So for instance, today we had 16 new cases, yesterday 34, then 29, 25, 32, 34, 19, 52. So you see they're bouncing around, starting to stabilize, but yet to decline. And what we need is a declining rolling average over a 2-week, 14-day period, because of course that is the incubation period before I'm comfortable opening up the economy too far. I will say that the stores and the activities that the Premier has opened do allow for safe physical distancing. And so hopefully we will proceed carefully, slowly, and cautiously and protect ourselves with safe physical distancing and proper sanitation and hand washing. And if you believe that you will be in a crowded area, be sure to wear your face mask as well. I know I was at the gardening store today and the hardware store doing a little bit of planting before the rain came, and just ahead of our iftar dinner and our program here this evening. And I wore my mask, and many of the stores you now want to visit, whether they're gardening stores, hardware, the grocery stores, the big box, Costco's, Walmart's, they're all requiring face masks. So I'm suggesting to you that we are beginning to stabilize. We haven't peaked yet, but hopefully within the next 2 weeks we will. So please use utmost caution and protect those you love, especially the seniors. Care for our elderly, as I know you do. You always care. The Ahmadiyya community always cares for the elderly first. Protect them. Ensure they're not depressed. They don't need food, medication, prepared meals. Those are ways to help our elderly. I know through Humanity First, Dr. Aslam Daud, we had the opportunity to see each other on the other call as well. And I know the great work that Humanity First does, whether it's aid during natural disasters or water, again, the same, orphan care, education, and Dr. Dowd offered the large donation of PPE to our Trillium healthcare partners. And we were very blessed, and I'm very grateful for that donation. And it went a long way to help Trillium Health Partners Hospital. So we're very, very thankful. And of course, in our long-term care homes, we're watching them very closely. They seem to be beginning again to stabilize, but we have had many, many deaths. I'll just share with you. Over 109 deaths of the total. We have had 224 deaths in Mississauga that were COVID related, and 138 of them, different number, 138 of them have been in our long-term care, our critical care, or our seniors' homes. So, of course, that over 2/3 of all deaths have occurred in people who are elderly. So that's why we say we must protect them most of all. I just want to share finally, because I think I've taken too much time, that we're very proud that we were able to broadcast the call to prayer for the Muslim community. Muslim community in Mississauga, as you know, we're a bright, vibrant, but inclusive city. We're home to many people from many countries all over the world, but we have a very large Muslim demographic. And so when the Muslim Council of Peel came to me right ahead of council and said, we'd be very interested to help people in this time of pandemic only, lift their spirits. It was an act of goodwill and generosity to play the call to prayer for a limited time, once a day, only during Ramadan, around 8:30 at night, just ahead of iftar dinner. And so we granted this request. And of course, you all know that if any group came to us with a reasonable request for a limited time, we would have granted it. But you came, and our council voted unanimously. And we're very proud that we stand up for everyone in Mississauga, and that, you know, I always say we have no tolerance for intolerance in Mississauga, and we stand with you, we stand with everyone. So I hope this was very helpful and spiritually uplifting to the community. It didn't mean that you were actually being called. We didn't want you going to the mosques, but it was a goodwill gesture to provide, you know, during this time of pandemic, support and inspiration, as you have done for many others. When asked, you always step up as a community to support the hospital or support the food bank or any blood drives, any charities in need. So we thank the Ahmadiyya community especially, and I'm very pleased to be with you tonight to share this Ramadan program ahead of your iftar dinner. So Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak, and just in case I don't see you ahead of time, Eid Mubarak to you in a few days too. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you for your kind words. We'll now proceed to our next speaker who joined us today. It's my pleasure to introduce Member of Parliament, Ms. Ikra Khalid from Mississauga Iron Mills. Ikra, over to you.
Thank you so much. It's so wonderful to join the community, and I see so many great leaders. Thank you, Mayor Crombie, for the update. I think Mayor Crombie and indeed all of our community leaders and community members have been working so hard in this unprecedented time, in this very challenging time, and Ramadan, as well as Easter and so many other religious holidays, is one of those times when we want to be with community. We want to spend that time together. And this year we haven't been able to, and it's so great to see the patience, the inclusion, the generosity of the community in really doing our part to combat and to get over this tough time. At the federal level, we're working hard to ensure that everybody's well supported, whether it's through the Canada Emergency Response Benefit or support for students or support for small businesses here in our community. We continue to work hard and really embody and then live the experience and the teachings of the month of Ramadan, which is to serve one another, to work together, to be patient, to be compassionate, and most importantly, to be empathetic of each other's lives and our situations. So with that, I say Ramadan Mubarak to the community, to everybody who is watching here today. And I look forward to seeing you in person when it's safe to do so. And I will remind you, if you are going out, please practice safe physical distancing. And do reach out to me, or I see Sven Spengeman, my colleague in Mississauga Lakeshore, as well. We're working hard. So if you need any support, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here for you. Jazakallah khair and Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak. Thank you very much, Iqra. I would like to acknowledge another member of parliament, Mr. Sven Spengeman. He's from Mississauga Lakeshore. He has taken time to join us for virtual Ramadan. Thank you very much, Mr. Sven. Moving on, I would like to now introduce another member of parliament, Mr. Gagan Sikhan from Mississauga Streetsville. He has a recorded message for our live audience. I'll request the technical team to kindly play the message.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Gagan Sakhan, your Member of Parliament from Mississauga Streetsville. I want to start by wishing everyone a happy Ramadan and really commend the organizers for creating this virtual space, because I know we can't all congregate at the Jamaat, so congratulations for putting this together. You know, even though we're living in these strange times, the principles of Ramadan haven't changed. And I actually want to thank you for all your contributions in helping those that are less fortunate. And this month actually gives us a time to reflect on how fortunate we actually all are to be living in the communities here that we are a part of. So I just wanted to again wish all the families out there a happy Ramadan.
Thank you very much, Gagan, for taking time for this message. Next, I would like to introduce another member of Provincial Parliament, Ms. Nina Tangri from Mississauga Streetsville. Nina also has a recorded message for us, so I'll request the technical team to kindly play the message for our viewers.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nina Tangri and I'm your Member of Provincial Parliament in Mississauga Streetsville. I would like to take this opportunity to wish Muslims all around the world Ramadan Mubarak. Although during this time we have not been able to be together with our loved ones, the spirit of the community has extended to include working collaboratively with community organizations to deliver meals, groceries, and assistance to those in need. During this pandemic, it is commendable that the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jama at Mississauga has launched a unique campaign which allows Mississauga and GTA an opportunity to experience Ramadan while still respecting the social and physical distancing guidelines set by our medical officers of health. Thank you for inviting me to participate in the virtual Ramadan and virtual iftar on the 23rd day of Ramadan. My long relationship with the Ahmadiyya community has allowed me to learn and experience what the community has to offer, and I thank you for what I have learned. In closing, on behalf of Premier Doug Ford and our entire caucus, I wanted to thank you for all of your contributions throughout Ontario and around the globe. Ramadan Mubarak.
Thank you very much, Nina. We'll move on now to our next speaker. May I introduce the Member of Provincial Parliament, Mr. Khalid Rashid from Mississauga Cooksville. Khalid, over to you for your comments.
Jazakallah khair, Adnan. First of all, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and Assalamu alaikum to everyone who are watching this live, in a virtual world we are living in, and Ramadan Mubarak to you all. Thank you so much for having me here this afternoon, and I want to just start by thanking the community for mashallah, the incredible work you all are doing, and especially Humanity First. I see that every day you are out there, running around distributing food, but also contributing to our own Mississauga food bank as well too. So you know what, from the bottom of my heart, Jazakallah khair, and thank you for the incredible work. We live in a time where these are very unprecedented times, and we are experiencing something very different and unique, and we all have come to this virtual space now. But what this Ramadan has especially brought to me and my family is how I am very fortunate after many years that I'm finally spending time with my family, with my 4 children, my wife, and how we all are praying together 5 times a day in Jamaat, which I don't even remember the last time in during Ramadan. Especially we have prayed 5 times together as a Jamaat. Even my 5-year-old son now is, mashallah, sometimes leading prayers, and it's a great experience that we see. And I just pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we come out of this COVID-19 stronger than ever before. As Madam Mayor have said, we all are in this together. As my colleagues have said as well too, we just have to make sure that we respect each other and continue to do what all levels of government are asking us to do. And inshallah, soon we all will be together celebrating major milestones, and whether it's inshallah Eid or inshallah next Ramadan. But let us just stay strong and united and continue to work towards a better province and a better country. Please, and also just do remember in your prayers our frontline healthcare workers and emergency individuals who are out there while we are at home. These brave men and women who I call soldiers are out there fighting so that we can have a better country and a better province. So once again, to the Ahmadiyya Jamaat, Jazakallah Khair for having me at this virtual Ramadan, and looking forward to once again joining you all, how I should say, like live and having wonderful foods together. Jazakallah.
Thank you very much, Khalid. Thanks a lot. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let me introduce our next speaker, Member of Provincial Parliament, Sharif Sabawi from Mississauga Iron Mills. Over to you, Sharif.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Sharif Sabawi. I'm the MPP for Mississauga Iron Mills, and I'm very delighted and have an honor to be here today with Jamaat, Ahmadiyya Jamaat. My relation with Ahmadiyya Jamaat have been very long. Like, I can't even remember when the first Ramadan I enjoyed attending with Jamaat and enjoyed iftar with the community. So I'm wishing everyone a Ramadan Mubarak. And also, Jamaat, Ahmadiyya Jamaat had many initiatives in the community and in Mississauga which helped to integrate many of the activities in the mainstream in Mississauga, charity, Mississauga community work, and I attended multiple seminars and multiple meetings in the mosque in Matheson, and it's always a pleasure to understand and learn more about Ahmadiyya Jamaat, and their motto, love for all, hatred for none, was really a very strong slogan, strong and concentrated message to the community about how the Ahmadiyya Jamaat have been trying very hard to be part of the community, active community, and giving back to their community. And I'm taking the opportunity as well. I see Mr. Faraz is here, and Mark, Chief Mark Sanders is here as well. So I would like to wish them a happy police week. I know it's the tail end of the police week, but still not too late. We really appreciate all what you do for our community in Mississauga and keeping us safe. It's a very big sacrifices from your side, from your families, and we really appreciate that for what you do for us and keeping us safe. Again, I wish everyone a Ramadan Mubarak. If I couldn't be online again with you very soon to wish you Eid Fitr Mubarak, Eid Mubarak for everyone. Very soon, when this COVID will end, we will have the opportunity to get together to celebrate. During the coming period of time, please exercise your safe distance, the social distance, and keep your family safe. We all do our best to keep our community safe. it's on your responsibility as well to keep your family safe, to keep your community safe, and keep Canada safe. With that, I will finish my word saying Ramadan Mubarak for everyone, and I will see you soon. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you, Sharif. Thank you for your kind words. We'll move on to our next speaker, Member of Provincial Parliament, Mr. Deepak Anand from Mississauga, Malton. Deepak, over to you.
Thank you, Adnan. Assalamu alaikum to everybody, and thank you to the Jamaat for putting this virtual Ramadan together. I was actually part of the previous Ramadan, virtual Ramadan as well, where I had the opportunity to listen from all the leaders. Minister Lache was there, Mayor Crombie was there, but it's good to be part of the virtual Ramadan again. And I want to say thank you to the whole Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat for all the incredible work you're doing. Special thanks to our Peel chapter in Mississauga. Majid Qureshi Saab, thank you for your leadership. And as we all know, Ramadan teaches us respect, discipline, unity, giving, and welcoming everybody. So the way the Muslim community has stepped up in this tough time, I can tell you it is great to see the way Jamaat has taken this challenge, especially for the Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association, which has stepped up through the Helping Neighbor project, have been distributing groceries, the PPE equipments. And I want to say, you know, we always, often people ask me, what has changed because of COVID-19? I can say that even through this tough time, it's good to see the celebrations has not changed. I would say what has changed is just the way we celebrate. We are still together and we are celebrating together, and that has not changed. And thank you to the whole technical team who has put together this for all of us. So through this, again, I want to say one more thing. Thank you to the Jamaat, but we have learned the lesson from you. We've seen that you've done a great work. So we have tried to follow your steps, and at our office, so there are 2 projects which we also took. One of them is Fueling Healthy Minds, and in Fueling Healthy Minds, we had been supporting the children in the schools by providing them the healthy, nutritious breakfast for those who were not able to have it. And we continued that even after the schools were closed, and now we are actually delivering the food. So I just want to take a moment to thank the Malton Jamaat and the Mississauga Jamaat at Matheson for the support during this program that we've been carrying. Special thank you to my older brother, Mirza Naseem Beg, and his whole family. Whether we needed some stuff, you had delivered it to us. And when we needed the volunteers to deliver the food, Bilal and Daniel Beg were there. And again, I know all that has only been possible because you also had the same teachings and same learning that you got from the Jamaat. So I just wanted to give those shout outs to the Jamaat. And finally, I just want to say that, you know, the government, your government, whether it is municipal government, provincial government, federal government, each one of us are part of the community as well. So we all stepped up and worked together. And thanks to everybody's sacrifice, today we can see the numbers are declining. We definitely are not there. We were supposed to. We should be in the, but as we know, with everybody's sacrifice, with everybody's collaboration, I know for a fact that we will reach there. So thank you for all the help that you have provided. Because of the community, we were able to do it, but we will continue to work together. And if I don't see you, and if we don't have virtual Eid, I just want to take a time to say and wish everyone joy, happiness, peace, and prosperity. And want to say, I wish from my family to your family a life spicy as the biryani and the good food, and sweet as Sevilla. Happy Eid. Thank you so much, Adnan.
Thank you very much, Deepak. Thanks for your comments. Right? And you talk about a lot of food while we all are fasting, eh? Thank you very much for your comments. Let's move on. Our next speaker that I'd like to introduce is Member of Provincial Parliament, Mr. Rudy Cozedo, Mississauga Lakeshore. I believe we have a recorded message from him, so I'll request the technical team to now play the recorded message.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and Ramadan Mubarak to you and your family. I'm Rudy Cazzetto. I'm the Member of Provincial Parliament for Mississauga Lakeshore. I would like to take this time to acknowledge the great work being done by the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jama. As we continue our fight in the battle against COVID-19, Ontarians rely on communities like yours with their vital support by hosting Ramadan virtually. You are making a significant contribution to building a stronger community, only that much stronger. During this time, I also want you to keep our frontline workers and those vulnerable in our thoughts. It is important for us as a society to continue our practice of social distancing to ensure no other life is lost. Whether now is the time to help our family, friends, and neighbors more than ever, I want to thank you all for all you do, and remember to do your part and stay apart. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rudy. We'll now move on. I'd like to introduce the leader of Ontario Liberal Party, Mr. Stephen Del Duca. I believe you have a recorded message, so I'll request the team to play it now.
Assalamu alaikum. I want to begin by sending you my very best wishes for your virtual iftar this evening. While this year's Ramadan has been different and difficult, I know, of course, that we all wish that we could be gathered together in person to celebrate. It is truly wonderful and inspiring to see the Muslim community coming together in the face of COVID-19. And in particular, I want to thank the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jama Mississauga for including me, and to commend you for participating in the virtual Ramadan campaign and demonstrating the kind of leadership that you are today and every day. This campaign allows for Muslims all over Canada to remain connected to their faith, and it enables Canadians of all backgrounds the opportunity to learn about Islam and Ramadan. I've had the pleasure of attending a number of iftar celebrations, and I remain inspired by the Muslim community's generosity, charity, kindness, and service that is displayed every day of the year, and especially in these challenging times. The fast and the joy of iftar dinners allows for all of us to reflect on what is important and the values that we practice every single day. Fasting reminds us that there are many across our province who are hungry, and we strive to do more to help those in need. Even though this year many iftars have been small and virtual, we remember how connected we truly are. Ontario's Muslim community is vibrant and strong, and I join all of you, all of my friends in the community, in celebrating this joyous day. On behalf of myself and the Ontario Liberal Party, I wish you a Ramadan Mubarak.
Thank you, Stephen, for your kind words. Throughout this program, we've been hearing about the shout-outs that have been coming for Humanity First. It is now my pleasure to introduce the chairman of Humanity First Canada, Dr. Aslam Daud Sahib. Dr. Sahib, over to you.
Thank you very much, Adnan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and Ramadan Mubarak to all our viewers. I'm honored to tell you about some of the activities by Humanity First that we have done since the pandemic reached Canada and around the world. I'm going to do a brief presentation, so just give me 1 second to share my screen. The host has to enable sharing of my screen. Can the technical guys allow me to share my screen? Yes, I can see that I'm allowed now. I just need to confirm if you can see my screen now.
Yep, we can see your screen, Dr. Sahib.
Perfect. So I'm going to quickly go through these slides. As you can see, this is an unprecedented time of pandemic around the world. So many countries have been affected. 4.5 million confirmed cases around the world. 307,000 deaths have occurred. About 1.9 million affected in Americas, mostly in USA. So it is a serious situation in our lifetime, and those who have witnessed this, they're going to remember it for a long time. Ahmadiyya Muslim community believes in good work, and we believe that we've been created for the goodness of mankind. And Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that give charity without delay, for it stands in the way of calamity. So when this COVID-19 struck the world, we started praying for the protection of the mankind, but at the same time, we started to help those who are most vulnerable and who were impacted. Millions lost job in Canada, and millions were started facing hunger in Africa and other third world countries. So on one side, we asked our members and our donors and supporters to give charity and donation to humanity, but at the same time, we responded to that. I'm going to tell you what we have done in Canada. So right at the beginning, we distributed 11 tons of fresh fruit to people who needed that, and in local communities. We have to date served about 1.3 million meals in Canada to help those who have not been able to make their ends meet and who lost their jobs or who were dependent on our food bank. We have assisted over 3,000 families with monthly groceries. About 12,000 people were helped in this last 2 months. 1,500 food hampers were delivered to the homes of people who needed that, including sick and elderly. We helped them with prescription pickup and other activities. We were getting actually 100 plus calls on a daily basis. Luckily, since last week, the calls have really declined, and we are having a little bit of breather that the calls are not coming that much. We continue to support refugees that we have sponsored. Thousands of refugees have been living in Canada, successfully gainfully employed, but this pandemic affected them as well. And as a result, many of them lost jobs and they were not even able to pay the rents and other things. At this time, Humanity First stepped up and started helping them with food and rent and others and support, because they were very new to this country. Some of them were only weeks here or days here when this pandemic struck, and really needed our support. We continue to support them. And at the same time, we also provided sanitizing supplies, gloves, masks, and sanitizer on request basis, because the demand was high and we could only provide those who really most needed it. Thank you, Mayor Bonnie Crombie, for your worship. You mentioned about Humanity First providing the PPE to hospitals. We were very delighted and honored to be able to provide to Trillium Health also, but we have been providing to other hospitals in Ontario also. Up till now, we have distributed over 6,000 PPEs to hospitals and medical centers. Another 3,000 is being distributed in the coming week, and more are in production. During this pandemic, we started a very new service, Humanity First telemedicine service. We know that the social distancing, the physical distancing, and lockdown really affected many people who were sick and needed some help. They were not in a condition to really go to the hospitals, so we started telemedicine service, and this is going to be a permanent service. So anybody across Canada, if you need a doctor's advice, a licensed doctor will be available at your disposal. All you have to do is call the number. You can get information from our website, or go online and request for an appointment. We will do a virtual appointment, and if needed, there will be a doctor to provide a home visit also. So this service is available to anyone across Canada. In addition to Canada, we did not forget the countries who really are dependent on help from first world countries. So we've provided help with food, clean drinking water, soup kitchens in 14 different countries. You can see the name of these countries on the screen. We continue to provide support there. They're providing fresh food, cooked food, medical supplies, and many other things in these 14 countries. These are all supported by Canada. But Canada is not the only country who's leading to help. We are actually active in 66 countries with our partners like Humanity First USA, UK, and Germany. And overall impact that has Humanity First created around the globe is 157,000 PPEs were distributed, 101 hospitals were supported, and we served 5.1 million meals to different people around the globe. So that's a huge number that we have achieved. The 5 million mark was reached last week. Over 2,400 volunteers are working. We have donated about 422 hours, which is worth about $2.7 million US, and about close to 500,000 people have benefited from us. Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, said that whoever helps ease someone in difficulty, Allah will make it easy for him in this world and the hereafter. The month of Ramadan is the month of charity, and it's a very important month. And I encourage everyone to come forward, and if you can help either by volunteering or by donating, you can do that. We provide you a safe environment. We encourage continued physical distancing, but we need volunteers to help us out. You can join us to volunteer, and you can donate. This is an opportunity where in the last few days of Ramadan, you can earn more blessings by donating it. And there are different options. You can really support one person for a month, or a family of 2 or 3 or more families. The details are on our website. You can go there. And we also encourage all our Muslim and non-Muslim and other people from all faith to come and experience a fasting to feed, that is, skip a meal or two, and whatever money that you save, you can donate to feed someone else. So information is available on our website as well. The number to call or email is on the screen. You can see that. I'm going to end this with a big thank you to our donors and supporters, and a video of...
Hello, everyone. And welcome to Canada's largest virtual iftar dinner. I want to thank Ahmadiyya Muslim Jama of Canada for putting together this celebration and for making sure no one has to be alone tonight. Throughout this pandemic, you've shown us all what it means to give generously, and organizations like Humanity First are leading the way by stepping up and helping people in Canada and around the world. Ramadan Mubarak.
With this message from the Prime Minister, I'm going to end my presentation. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, respected Dr. Sahib. Can I request if the screen can be unshared?
Yes, sure. Oops, I have to figure that out. It is done. Yes.
I think it's good. Thank you very much, Dr. Sahib, for those words and reminders. And absolutely encouraging to see the breadth and the depth of work that Humanity First worldwide is doing, especially Canada, and then all of our sister organizations in the USA and Europe and all across the globe. So thank you for all the work you have done. We'll move on to our next presentation. Now, while we all are keeping it safe through social distancing, isolation, not going to work, working remotely, or even having gatherings through a virtual platform, there are a group of men and women who are selflessly fighting a war out there. They are at the forefront of this pandemic. They are our heroes, our frontline workers, law enforcement officers, our doctors, nurses, emergency, essential trades, provincial, city officials, federal officials. They're taking the risk while serving our great city, our state, our country, and in reality, it is these heroes right now, at this very moment, they're fighting this war that we must win, and inshallah, we will win. Ahmadiyya Muslim Community Mississauga chapter has a special message of thanks from our members to all of our heroes. I'll request the technical team to play this message.
The Ahmadiyya Muslim Community Mississauga has put together a display of appreciation for all of our healthcare workers, first responders, frontline and essential workers who are serving our community and keeping us healthy. Thank you for putting our health at risk during these uncertain times and for helping and trying your best to reduce the spread of coronavirus. The children of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jama Mississauga have put together a presentation of their thanks with posters and banners. Thank you for keeping this community safe during this COVID pandemic.
Okay, we'll move on to our program now. Our next presenter is the president of Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association, Mississauga, Danial Ahmed Mirza. He's the leader of youth volunteers who have done exceptionally great work, and I'll introduce him to come and address our viewers. So Danial, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. May peace be upon you all, and a happy Ramadan. My name is Mirza Daniel Ahmed, and I'm serving as the president of Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association on Mississauga. I'm going to be giving you a brief overview of what Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association represents. Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association is the largest Muslim youth group of its kind in Canada, with over 90 local chapters spread across all the provinces in Canada. The objective of Ahmadiyya Youth Association is to foster among our youth the core Islamic values to help and serve humanity, mankind, and give back to the community. Our slogan is, "Nations cannot be reformed without the reformation of its youth." Under the banner of Mercy for Mankind, Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association has carried out certain initiatives, humanitarian initiatives, all across Canada, which include blood clinics, food drives, and homeless shelters. Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association also carries food drives all across Canada throughout the year. Past year alone, we were able to collect 120,000 pounds of food, which was donated to the local food banks. We're also working very closely with Humanity First, which is a non-profit charity organization to deliver food at the doorsteps of the people who need it the most. We have also launched recently a campaign by the name of Neighborhood Helper to help Canadians who need assistance during COVID-19 pandemic. Through this campaign, Muslim youth are connected with Canadians who need help picking up their groceries, refilling their prescriptions, or for their overall moral support. Our intake centers are operating 24/7 and are receiving requests all across Canada via phone calls, emails, and through our website. Upon receiving a request, and our intake center gets in touch with our local teams, who in turn get connected with the requester and provide them the necessary support as soon as possible without any cost or favor. To help homeless and underprivileged part of our society in this pandemic, our team has also carried out certain drives to distribute protective masks, sanitizers, and disinfectants free of any cost in the downtown Toronto and Mississauga area. Current pandemic has affected school-going youth in countless number of ways. A large population of our school-going youth relies on schools to provide them with breakfast and other meals, which is hard hit because of the school closures. Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association has been providing on-call support to Saidam Food Bank to deliver breakfast to these children's homes as part of Food Bank's breakfast program. Having said all of this, now we're going to play a short video to show you how our team members and our youth are in the field performing these noble duties. Thank you.
The best of people raised for the good of mankind. It's an Ahmadiyya Muslim's mandate. So when COVID-19 left millions vulnerable, dependent, and isolated, Khudamul Ahmadiyya knew exactly its call to duty. Part of a nationwide campaign to become the neighborhood helper, here are 3 stories showing how Khudamul Ahmadiyya is answering that call right across Canada.
Assalamu alaikum, Nazim Saab. I'm doing well, how are you? Okay, so you have an order in Mississauga North for the campaign, right? Okay, TK. Just go ahead and text me the details and I'll make sure that the items get delivered to Jazakallah office.
I'm good, you? Sent you a list of groceries. Yes, I got it. You have received it? Yes. Okay, when are you able to go and get those? I can go whenever you say.
Assalamu alaikum, Kait Saab. Oui? Pas de problème, j'arrive tout de suite. खुदा हाफिज को नजरे जुनूने बाहर कर देखो मसीह उतरा
Day or night, no matter the weather, gotta be ready for this call. We really have to be grateful living in this part of the world. The health, the wealth, you know, God's given it all. Fruits, grains, eggs, you name it, it's here for us. If we can just learn to carry loads for others, open our hearts, take it as a signal from God. To answer his call, it's the most satisfying thing in the world.
Have a good day.
You too. बाहर कर देखो लगाओ सीढ़ी उतारो दिलों
Sanitizing my hands. Putting my gloves on.
There's no denying these are special times. It really makes you think. It's like God specifically wants us, younger and healthier Khuddam, to serve and protect His creation at this time. This is a pandemic and it's very serious. But for us, it's a golden opportunity to fulfill our pledge to God.
Assalamu alaikum, Kaisab. Yasir speaking. We just delivered the grocery that you requested for the person.
C'est à la fois étrange et à la fois inquiétant qu'au Canada nous sommes arrivés jusque-là. Les écoles, les restaurants, les centres commerciaux sont tous fermés. Et dehors, tout le monde porte des gants et des masques. Mais nous devons réaliser que c'est une chance de faire davantage du bien. Le monde peut bien changer, mais la promesse d'un Khadim avec son Dieu ne changera jamais.
To sacrifice my life, wealth, time, and honor for the sake of my faith, country, and nation. It's not just a pledge, but practice. Not just temporary hype, but a veritable way of life.
Excellent presentation and a really heartwarming scenes to see how selflessly our youth heroes are also doing their part and trying to keep everybody together. I would now like to quickly recognize two of the counselors who have taken time to join us today. From Ward 7, Ms. Deepika Damerla. Thank you very much, Counselor. And from Ward 10, Sue McFadden. Thank you very much, Sue, for taking time and joining us today. We'll now move forward to our rest of the program. I will request that the speakers who are coming, if you are live, if you can kindly keep your comments brief so that we can end the program on time and then give opportunity to everybody to say their part. Our next speaker is Deputy Chief Mark Andrews from Peel Police. So Mark, over to you.
Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Mubarak, everyone. I'll try to be brief. On behalf of Chief Nish and all the women and men of Peel Regional Police, many of whom are currently on the front lines working alongside our amazing healthcare heroes, essential workers, paramedics, and firefighters, we'd like to extend our blessings and well wishes to all of the Muslim community, both here in Peel and all over the world. Thank you for the opportunity to be part of this virtual Ramadan event. Traditionally, Ramadan is a time of collective gathering, Families and friends observe Ramadan by getting together, fasting through the day, and ending the day with an iftar. Ramadan is also a time of charity and spiritual contemplation. This is the perfect time to look at the values at the heart of Islam: compassion, gratitude, generosity, and empathy. These values resonate more than ever during these unprecedented times. They help to remind us to put the needs of others before our own, and to practice these values in our daily lives as we, the community from all ethnicities, faiths, and cultures, come together to offer help and support as we remain united in our efforts to flatten the curve and to stop the spread of COVID-19. To see so many of our community leaders united in this virtual forum during a time of collective personal sacrifice, isolation, and physical distancing, expressing their support and the solidarity with the Muslim community goes to the heart of what makes our community a model for the country, and dare I say the world. The region of Peel is a dynamic and vibrant community where we find strength in diversity. Once again, stay safe, stay healthy, and look after each other. Ramadan Mubarak, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chief Mark Andrews, for your comments. I would also like to acknowledge Detective Faris Ismail from Peel Police. He has taken time to join us today as well. So thank you very much, Detective Faris, for your time. We're moving on. Our next speaker is CEO of Y Media, Yudwir Jaswal. Yudwir, over to you.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Yudwir Jaswal. I'm the group editor at Y Media. I've been associated with the Ahmadiyya Muslim community for quite a long time now. Being in media, we often discuss about issues that we have people from different backgrounds here, and how do we integrate them together. I think the Ahmadiyya Muslim community is doing a remarkable job of integrating people because this is the way we know each other's cultures. Last week, I had the opportunity to do fasting during this month of Holy Ramzan, first time in my life. Not only I got to know about fasting, that how the Muslim community, what was the significance for them, but of course there were other people from different communities. What's the importance of fasting in the Christian community, Jewish community, Hindu community, and so many other different communities. So I'll wrap up on this note because we've been interested to keep it brief. Love for all, hatred for none. In my entire 20-year career of media, I have not even found a single person from the Ahmadiyya community who has been involved in any kind of violence. So you're the true message of Islam, that is peace. I think the Ahmadiyya community is spreading it all. So love for all, hatred for none, and I'll definitely like to say thanks to all our frontline workers. Thank you very much to the entire community.
Thank you, Yudwir. Thanks for your comments, and absolutely, love for all and hatred for none. That's the true message of the community. We'll move on to our next speaker. We have Fasi Syed, President of Unity in Community. I believe we have a recorded message. I'll request the team to play the message for our viewers.
Assalamu alaikum. May Allah bring peace upon you. My name is Fasi Syed, and I am the President of Unity in the Community. The month of Ramadan is Rahmah, blessing, Barakah, mercy, and Maghfirah, forgiving, is mandatory upon us. This blessed month of Ramadan trains us, guides us, and reminds us of how we should approach the remaining 11 months of the year. It gives us an opportunity to rectify ourselves through performing numerous good deeds such as providing food or aid to the needy, improving social interaction not in this month or this period, giving charity and sadaqah, zakat, and so on. My organization, Unity in the Community, is running a food drive in this month of Ramadan that is called Feed the Hungry. We are providing food to the needy people at their doorsteps. Besides, we provided 5,000 pounds of food to Muslim Welfare Center Food Bank and 5,000 we are going to hand over to Night Table Brampton, and 5,000 pound of food to Arctic Food Van Vanuatu. This is our mission, this is our belief, and this is our vision. Thank you very much, and thank you Naseem Beg Saab for giving this opportunity to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fuzzy, for your words, for your kind words. We'll move on now. I would like to request the president or acknowledge the president of Press Club and community activist Irfan Malik. I believe you have a recorded message from him as well. I'll request the team to play the message now.
Assalamu alaikum, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. We are very proud of each other. आप जो सबसे पहले तो मैं रमज़ान की मुबारकबाद आप लोगों को देना चाहता हूँ. इस वक्त ज़रा मुश्किल टाइम है, कोरोना का टाइम है, और जिस तरह वर्चुअल रमज़ान आप कर रहे हैं, इस तरह तमाम कम्युनिटीज़ को जिस तरह इकट्ठा कर रहे हैं, इस सारी मुसीबत का मुकाबला हम मिलजुल के यकजहती से कर सकते हैं. आई एम वेरी प्राउड ऑफ यू पीपल, द वे यू आर स्प्रेडिंग हार्मनी और यकजहती का जो आप पैगाम दे रहे हैं, एंड द वे यू आर हेल्पिंग मिसिसागा फूड बैंक और जनरल पब्लिक के लिए भी. इसमें मैं आपका शुक्रगुजार हूँ, मैं आपके साथ हूँ, और इंशाल्लाह हम सब मिलजुल कर प्रोग्रेस करेंगे, यकजहती का पैगाम देंगे, कम्युनिटीज़ के दरमियान हार्मनी क्रिएट करेंगे, एक दूसरे से प्यार मोहब्बत बढ़ाएंगे. लेकिन आई एम वेरी प्राउड ऑफ यू जिस तरह आप लोग काम कर रहे हैं. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. इंशाल्लाह इसको जारी रखेंगे, एक दूसरे के लिए दुआएं करेंगे. थैंक यू. खुदा हाफिज़.
Thank you, Fansa, for your kind words. We'll move on now to the final segment of our program. Our next speaker, I would like to introduce Robbie Pollock from Solal Congregation, Mississauga. Over to you, Robbie.
Thank you so much. Salam alaikum, shalom aleichem, peace be unto all of you. Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this virtual iftar tonight. We wish everyone a Ramadan Mubarak. It's really wonderful to see how all the communities have come together in this very difficult time, and especially I know for the Muslim community during this period of Ramadan, when so much of the part of celebration is being together as a community. But the focus really, I think this year, especially for all of our faith communities, is on the values that our traditions teach us. And certainly at this time, it's very evident that people within the Ahmadiyya community are putting those values first, taking care of those in need, reaching out, connecting, and having gratitude for the things that we can have together, and trying to gather in ways that we can to reach out by phone or by video and to be socially connected in this way, even though we have to be physically distant. So my hope and prayer for all of you is that you continue to find meaning and gratitude in the days that are left of Ramadan. I wish you all a Eid Mubarak as well. And thank you so much for hosting this virtual iftar tonight.
Thank you very much, Robbie, for your kind words. We'll move on now. Our next speaker, I would like to introduce Reverend Joanne Hedge from Applewood United Church. Reverend, over to you.
I have to be unmuted. Oh, there we are. Well, thank you so much for this invitation to be with you all. Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Mubarak to our Muslim siblings. I want to share particularly that our community has been praying for our Muslim siblings as they celebrate, as they yearn to be together, but cannot be together. Our community is the same. We are meeting virtually. We are trying to continue good work. I do want to lift up that one of the things that you are spreading in the work that you're doing during this time of Ramadan, and I know at other times, is that you're spreading hope. Hope in a community that needs that hope, needs that way to look forward, to look beyond, way to move into this new normal. But at the same time, you are still caring for one another, caring for one another deeply, sharing love and concern well beyond your walls. And that is my prayer and my hope, is that we continue to be able to gather virtually, not just in our own houses of worship, our virtual houses of worship, but beyond these borders, so that we can share what we have. And I believe that one of that very basic need of hope for all. So again, Ramadan Mubarak, and I look forward to when we can meet either virtually or physically in hope.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Reverend. Inshallah, we all will meet soon. Let's move on. Our next speaker, I would like to introduce the elder Kat Krieger from the indigenous nation of Cayuga. Kat Krieger, over to you.
Thank you so much. And I've been sitting here listening to everyone's words, and I'm, of course, very impressed. And during this time when fasting, and our indigenous people as well, many of our cultures, and there's many indigenous cultures in Canada, many of us take time in the spring, the fall, to fast as well, in a different manner, but it's still the same idea, the slight disconnection from the physical and more into the spiritual. And what I hear is that at this point, although there's that physical fasting going on, what I'm participating right now in that makes me so happy is this spiritual feast that we're having together. And I'd like to see that continue, as the last speaker said, and that, virtually, physically, when we can get together, I think it's going to be a joyous occasion and a wonderful gathering. And as an indigenous person, this gives me hope, this sharing, this caring, this siblinghood, if I can call it that, brother and sisterhood, all people coming together in this way and being able to sit and share these words and listen to each other. And it comes right into our own home. So it's a little bit different. I think it's kind of neat that it's virtual, because we're sitting here in the living room together, my wife and I, and we can share this from our own home, from other people's homes from all across the city. So there's a wonderful connection being made. And I have to say miigwech, which is thank you for making me part of this. So miigwech.
Thank you very much, Kat, for your time and for your kind words. I would like to acknowledge Wilson Yao from the Buddhist Temple. Thank you so much, Wilson, for taking time and joining us for virtual Ramadan, hosted by Ahmadiyya Muslim Community Mississauga chapter. Moving on, I would like to introduce Venerable Ruan from Phu Quang Shan Buddhist Temple, Mississauga. Over to you, Venerable.
Thank you so much to inviting us together in this virtual Ramadan. I hear to all, and then really so happy that all the community leaders and faith leaders, we all do our part to support the community. And it is wonderful to have the update from Bonnie that we know we have the concrete fact that through the collective efforts, the number is declining, and that brings us a lot of hope. We actually, everyone wishing to meet each other in person. Okay, I think this opportunity also let us know that actually to have the society, it has to begin with us, everyone. So actually, this Ramadan, actually, for me, I am feeling that it is a practice to lessen us desire, and also the mind not only focused on self, but caring for other people, kind of reflection. And this is actually all of us sharing the same value. And I think through this, we work together, we can bring all the good causes condition and to make this world a better place. So our master also saying that do good deeds, speak good words, and have good thoughts. So I think all the community leaders and a faith leader are doing the same thing. So hopefully in the future, we're able to see each other, and this COVID pandemic will end very soon. My prayer to you all is that all of us have all the good causes and conditions, and also with peace and auspicious blessings to you all.
Thank you very much, Venerable. I've just been told that we have been joined by Sue McFadden as well. Sue is the City and Regional Councillor for Mississauga Ward 10. So Sue, I would like to invite you to say a few words to our viewers.
Well, thank you. Oops.
You've gone on mute.
Unmute. There we go. Thank you. I have listened to the whole virtual Ramadan, and I'm just so impressed the number of leaders that have been here tonight to join in this celebration. Assalamu alaikum to all of you, and certainly a happy Ramadan to all my Muslim community, especially the ones in Ward 10 that are like my family. But I want to say that I'm so impressed with the work of the Muslim community, and it's not necessarily during a pandemic. This doesn't surprise me at all that you stepped up to the plate. You do it whether there's a pandemic, a disaster, whatever the case is, you always step up. So all of these accolades are something that I would have given you at any time during the year. You're always so wonderful to the community and people in need. And I also want to thank Mayor Crombie for her leadership during this pandemic, guiding council and getting stakeholder groups together. But special consideration has to be given to all levels of government. You see tonight that we have our provincial and federal members all here working together for the common good. And the common good is to get us back to normal, be safe, and whatever way we can, make sure that we get out of this financially okay and healthy. We all have to be healthy. So I hope I get to see all of you very soon. I miss you all very much. And certainly I miss Ramadan and Iftar coming up. Well, I don't miss all the food because I'm putting on a little muffin top here during this pandemic, but certainly I welcome seeing you all very, very soon. Thank you so much again for everything that you do. Thank you to my provincial counterparts and federal counterparts, and to Mayor Crombie and all members of council for working together for the common good. Happy Ramadan to all of you.
Thank you very much, Sue. Happy Ramadan to you as well. We'll now move on to our next speaker who has a recorded message for us, Mr. Bob Dosanjh. He is the CEO of Sanja Punjab TV. With a message from Sikh community as well. I'll request the technical team to play the video.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Bob Dosanjh, Sanja Punjab Radio and TV. I want to wish all my Muslim community brothers and sisters happy Ramadan. They all doing fasting. I think we all should do fasting too, for our body, for our soul. From our Sikh community, I wish everyone happy Ramadan and happy Eid upcoming next week. Thank you so much. I wish you again happy Ramadan and happy Eid. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob, for your kind work. And ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to pretty much the end of our program. It is my pleasure now to introduce our last speaker. But before I get into it, again, to all of our viewers who have joined in, you are seeing this program live on YouTube, hosted by Ahmadiyya Muslim Community, Mississauga chapter. Now, our final speaker for today, who will take us to the end of the program, is the president of Ahmadiyya Muslim Community, Mississauga chapter, Mr. Majid Qureshi. Bye-bye, over to you.
In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful, good evening, brothers and sisters. May the peace and blessing of Allah be upon you. I am grateful for your attendance to this virtual Ramadan program. We are honored with your presence, the presence of our member of faith, our community leaders, our frontline men and women represented by our wonderful Deputy Chief of Field Police, and our federal, provincial, and municipal government, especially Her Worship, the Mayor of Mississauga, who has always been at the forefront to support and is considered a close friend, dear friend of our community. I also acknowledge the City of Mississauga Council under your leadership, Madam Mayor, for following the call of Adhan during the blessed month of Ramadan. I must acknowledge the work done by the volunteer who have coordinated this virtual iftar, and we are indebted to their commitment and service. I hope that everyone joining us this virtual Ramadan will keep the spirit of Ramadan in their mind. We have gained a lot from today's comments and presentation. I pray that in the blessed month of Ramadan, we put all these methods of self-improvement into practice so that we become we become a restored example for the better world, and that our conduct in our life ahead will become that of the righteous. In the holy month of Ramadan, we are all in need of mercy of God. On recipient of mercy, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, peace be upon him, the founder of Ahmadiyya Muslim Jama, said, and I quote, "I should like to assure you that the obedient and the truthful people are the recipient of mercy of God. These are the people who go into the presence of God with the present of purity, and they stay away from the mischief and evil deed because they know that these things keep the man away from God and become the cause of deprivation. These are the people who are washed with the water of pure spring, and such as are washed at this spring never become unclean and impure, and they are made to drink the beverage with the consequence to such people that do not feel thirsty anymore. They are guaranteed a life which is never interrupted by death. They are given a paradise from which they never turned out. Contrary to this, the people who do not drink from this spring and who are not touched by the hand of God, they fall away from the God and go nearer to the Satan. The abandon going to God, and that is the reason why they have no consolation, nor do they have any arguments or impression." End of quote. The truth is that unless every one of us is saintly in his or her conduct, we cannot bring about a spiritual revolution, and salvation of the world cannot be achieved. Each of us must therefore find a paradise within ourselves. As Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, peace be upon him, the promised Messiah and Imam Mahdi, said, "The fountainhead of the pleasure of paradise are the action of man himself. If he does not deviate from the religion that conforms with the true nature of man, if he does not move away from the center of moderation, and he is being enriched by the light, his worship of Godhead, then he is like a limb of a body which has not been displaced and is continuously working for the body of the man the way God has set it to work. And the man is not feeling pain because of it. God the Almighty said in the Holy Quran, "Give glad tidings to the people who have believed and are doing appropriate deeds. They will abide in the garden underneath which the river flows." In the verse, God has linked the faith to the garden and the appropriate deed to the river. Just as no garden can thrive without the water, and none can bring forth fruit. Likewise, unless the faith is coupled with a good action, it cannot be any avail. End of quote. We should remember that we must remain steadfast amongst not only prevalent evil and struggles that face society, but also a strong current of harmful and misguided thinking. We must overcome and guide the swollen river of these thinking that is affecting our community globally. Our is a very delicate situation. I appeal to you all, try to walk the path of promised Messiah. On him be peace. Prayed humanity would follow. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end, I want to thank each and every one of you who have joined us live And all those members who are watching us on the YouTube, please keep on praying in this blessed month of Ramadan that the day comes soon when we can be together and have a wonderful iftar together. Now we will raise our hand in prayers. You may join us in this personal prayer in your own way. Please join me in prayers. Allahumma ameen. Jazakumullah hasanal jaza. Thank you very much for all joining.
Ramadan Mubarak. Ramadan Mubarak. Ramadan Mubarak. Yay! Ramadan Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Mubarak from my family to you. Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Mubarak. Ramadan was the month when the Holy Quran was revealed. Happy Ramadan.
Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak. May Allah accept all our prayers. Ameen.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for the night workers. Thank you what you do for us. We are with you. Love for all, hate for none. Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Bilal Ahmed, and this is my first Ramadan. Please remember me in your prayers.
Ramadan Mubarak. Ramadan Mubarak.